As the journey continues, while the journey continues in the valley of the path of the Odyssey of the entire productions of book 2. Book 2 over here is currently truly dedicated into the ensuring the dedication into the business to government, and then business to business, and then business to government, and then government to government, and then government to business initiative of the Lamushe Mushe Mfamushe S3 startup ecosystems of 18Ps Nkaya Cisco systems of the media universal media productions of the Mak143. Therefore, over there, we managed to introduce in our book two, a dedication to book one, and then a book one is a dedication also to the volume one, volume two, volume three of volume four, and volume five of the planning of our future city together, better together, one city together, of the initiatives of spatial planning and development planning of the fourth industrial through the manifesto venture categories and the biz community categories of the manifesto venture categories that were already introduced over there, and also introduced it through the service productions and the service deliveries and the service excellence of the global network and the global solutions and solutions network of the entire departments of governmental departments of each and every state, universal, continental, one country of one country with its own one governmental government, into its government of the United Nations on its continent once again, then from one continent to all the continents of the global world, with questions like, really, when it comes to this economy thing of this innovation thing of foreign direct investments, how do they really, as the United Nations budget, what the budget a continental state continent, one continent, how do they budget its a budget really when it comes to foreign direct investments? But through it all, we don't want them to intervene and mess up with the wheel of fortune discovery of the wheel of fortune, which is a discovery of the entire universal universe of the sixth to the fifth to the ninth industrial. Because of the fourth industrial, these are the protections of the fourth industrial, where you need, as a global world, as the global native nations, as the global people of the global world, to stand up and rise and say that yes, we are supporting what the Lamushe Mushe Vamushe Mak143 Empire startups to become the top number one leading global world collaborating of modern corporate solutions of their entire sustainable development goals as the global world, international global world, uh, global social entrepreneurs with great level of expertise, of great expected discoveries that are divided and that are in sector global world partnerships on the departments of the government departments that have been introduced really in book one of the volume 3 and volume 4 and volume 5 in their media, in their documented documents of their planning of our future city together, volumes dedicated to the new ventures of discoveries of the fourth industrial. Therefore, introducing the VC4A startup ecosystem, as they previously ensured that they were in the previous media video presentation, ensuring that they do support their they do are in need of the VC4A ecosystem, startup ecosystems of the African continent to be recognized and acknowledged globally, worldwide, in every continental continent, especially by those state countries that are really in power in governance, and in power in entrepreneurship, in power in foreign direct investments, in power in investments of economy. Yes, for them to recognize them through their relationship of the Asian time of the shipments of the slavery shipments of the continent to continent relationship of shipment of people before the shipment of crops. you remember was the slavery of movies like the 12 Years of Slavery, Amistad, the movies of Kunta Kente, the movies of The Roots, in the slaveries of the Blood Diamond. Those are the kind of relationships that they are in need of in this time of the fourth industrial, in sustainable development growth and in modern solutions development growth, to build their relationships now with the VC for a startup ecosystem and with the Afri at Viva Tech, at Viva Technology ecosystem of African Union's continental countries, and also with the Lamushe Mushe Vamushe startup ecosystem and the Mak143 Empire startup ecosystem, with the refugees and continental state countries of those who are still doing their businesses and still doing their education as street vendors and as street people and as entrepreneurs of the global world, from the streets of the city of Cape Town, Western Cape, of the 12 municipalities, growing together in partnership with the natives before even the 1652 for truck movement. Therefore, introducing the VC for a startup ecosystem list of venture opportunities of the global world economic in corporate companies that are specially a product of all universal university, tertiary, advanced, higher and further academic educational curricula in the modern 31st millennium faculty ecosystem, a list of university career courses, departments, and introduced through the manifesto venture categories. You know that each and every single state, continental country, university, college, and the level of academia in education, of all their departments, of all their faculties, of all the courses, and their modules, they are all integrated and developed and through the departments of the manifesto venture categories, as all the entire ecosystem of corporate millennium dynamic of existence of the universal habitat, the global world of life, and are invented to become change makers to the field supportive services provider, which are the artist of the SoundCloud music and the SoundCloud audio. Therefore, yeah, they discovered of the universal new world order, wheel of fortune, and the modern, in linguistic terms, of the art of the essential creative thinking in problem solving. The author of the book one, My Odyssey, Chronicles of Immortality, as both discoveries took their own 12 years of slavery in the man of that is responsible for the SpaceX 2025 Gemini May June launch return of the states from the states of the city of Cape Town, who was responsible for the SpaceX of Elon Musk's return of SpaceX in 2025, meaning that all the therefore. Therefore, as we are in application proposal for the economic development, foreign direct investments of grant funding opportunities from the City of Cape Town Mayoral Executive Committee government, while we as the entire expansion of the Mak143 Universal Media Productions of the Lamushe Mushe Vamushe S3 Mak143 18-piece Empire Startup ecosystem are their field supportive integrated sustainable strategic coordinating development junior project management central supplier database to government, or on behalf of founder director corporate modern solutions transforming research intensive innovative entrepreneur of the Skumbulile West Coast Youth Foundation Global Solutions Mak143 18-piece Empire Startup Ecosystem, the field supportive provider of the dream workers working for the unemployed from the Craft and Design Institute and from the Innovation Cape Town Institute, of the central supplier database of the of the City of Cape Town and Western Cape government in professional application for the page 16 for the proposal application for the supply chain management or supply chain management policy of page 16 to page 25 and from page 37 to page 95 of their supply chain management policy for their private relationship of 9 years with the registrations of the Scumile Foundation and its founders since 2016, celebrating 201 years in 2016 and 210 years in 2025, or bicentenary years of the City of Cape Town, District 6 natives of the Empire startup ecosystem of independency, yes, of the Mak143 founder, Sisa Bright Makaluza. That is just the name that managed to register, but the entire service excellence of service provision is all an eternity, immortality, and spirituality in that person who managed to just register. But the entire thing is dedicated to the entire Lamushe Mushe Vamushe that is introduced into its thing over there. People of South Africa, you must be always assured about that. That when we come back into the next book 3, the book 3 will be a continuous from book 1 and book 2. Or should we... continuous from book 1 and book 2. Thank you.